Did Shang truly orchestrate a call to his friends, plotting to draw her to Cabo under false pretenses with the intent to harm her, even plan her demise? Upon their return from the trip, clutching her belongings, what revelations did they offer about your daughter's fate? Subsequently, she fell ill from indulgence. The culprit was alcohol. She succumbed to the effects of heavy drinking. Indeed, it was alcohol. Weeks have passed since Shanquella Robinson's untimely departure, yet the digital world is ablaze with fury, clamoring for the truth. Just as we presumed the scenario couldn't escalate, law enforcement unveiled shocking details and evidence, indicating her death was meticulously orchestrated by those she called friends. But what fueled such disdain towards Shanquella? What truly transpired? And how does the FBI perceive this heart-rending tragedy? In the wake of Shanquella Robinson's mysterious death, the community has been shrouded in turmoil. For those out of the loop, allow us a moment to delineate the backstory before we delve deeper. Shanquella, alongside 6 acquaintances, ventured to Cabo, Mexico, for a celebratory birthday jaunt. They embarked from North Carolina, with Shanquella in prime health. Accompanying her were Malik Dyer, Winter Donovan, Elise Hyatt, Dejana Jackson, her confidant Carlo Cook, and Nazir Wiggins. However, Nazir later disclosed that he reached Cabo a day subsequent to the others and was absent during the critical incidents leading to her demise. According to Shanquella's mother, Khalil phoned the day after their arrival in Cabo, reporting that Shanquella had overindulged and was suffering from alcohol poisoning, feeling under the weather. He rang again later, conveying that medical personnel were attempting to revive Shanquella in their room. Tragically, he later informed her that the efforts to resuscitate her had failed. Subsequently, the group truncated their vacation and returned to North Carolina. Strangely, they departed leaving Shanquella's body behind in Mexico, but took her luggage, which Khalil later delivered to her parents' residence. In a recent dialogue, her mother confided that Khalil persisted in his deceit about her demise being due to alcohol poisoning upon returning with her luggage. Upon their return, what did they claim had befallen your daughter? Then she was afflicted by her drinking. It was indeed alcohol. Her ailment was attributed to her excessive drinking. Clearly, it was alcohol. Previously, Khalil was a frequent presence around her family, earning their trust. Post-Cabo, his visits continued. Yet everything changed once the autopsy results were disclosed. When was the last encounter with him? It's been about 2 to 3 weeks since the autopsy findings were revealed, and I haven't heard from him since. Prior to examining the autopsy that laid bare Khalil and the cohort's duplicity, we must address a police report. This document asserted her friends notified the medical team that she had consumed copious amounts of alcohol and was found severely dehydrated. The report from the day of her demise records that resort guests sought medical aid, claiming she had heavily imbibed. A physician assessed her as stable yet dehydrated, noting the guest's refusal to transport her to a hospital. It states she later suffered cardiac arrest and was declared deceased at 6 p.m. This scenario should have immediately raised suspicions among the attending medics. However, it appears her friends may have misled the medical staff regarding the severity of the alcohol poisoning, preventing further investigation. Initially, prior to the autopsy revelations, Mexican officials deemed her death accidental and abstained from further inquiry. Contrarily, the autopsy dismantled every aspect of the police report, including the alleged time of death. While the report claims she passed at 6 p.m., the autopsy challenges this, marking the time of death at 3 p.m. A discrepancy of 3 hours is substantial, casting doubts on the accuracy of the initial report. Additionally, the autopsy identified her cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlantoaxial subluxation, a condition marked by unstable or excessive movement in the neck's first 2 vertebrae, hinting at a violent assault. Notably absent in the autopsy was any trace of alcohol, a detail that contradicts the supposed alcohol poisoning. This discrepancy further validates suspicions of a cover-up by her friends. Confirmation arrived when a clandestinely recorded video surfaced, depicting Shanquella being assaulted by one of her companions, Dejana Jackson. In the distressing footage, Dejana strikes her repeatedly, despite Shanquella's lack of resistance. Alarmingly, the others merely observed, neither intervening nor dissuading Dejana. In the background, Khalil's voice can be discerned, tauntingly urging Shanquella, "Quella, can you at least fight back?" So, based on the autopsy findings, it's evident that Shanquella could have sustained her injuries during the altercation. notably when Winter Donovan reportedly struck her and hurled her against a wall. Driven by a surge of public outrage and the relentless pursuit of justice by Shanquella's parents, Mexican authorities decided to reopen the case. Subsequently, the FBI stepped in to further investigate, reevaluating prior conclusions. Mexican police have now reclassified the incident from a non-suspicious death to femicide. For those unfamiliar, femicide refers to the murder of a woman specifically because of her gender. This designation stems from the belief that Shanquella's murder was influenced, in part, by her gender, leading to the potential for severe legal repercussions, including a sentence of up to 60 years if convicted. This classification has bolstered the theory that her death was not only deliberate but possibly orchestrated long before the group left North Carolina. The passive behavior of her companions, who merely observed her being assaulted without intervening, strongly suggests complicity among them. Suspicion escalated when additional footage surfaced, depicting the group evidently scheming in Shanquella's absence, further incriminating them with their covert discussions. This revelation raised numerous alarms about the group's intentions, highlighting the sinister possibility that the trip was merely a facade to harm her on foreign soil, thereby hastening their return to the U.S. to evade legal repercussions abroad. The rapid departure from Mexico, abandoning Shanquella's body while smuggling her personal effects, has ignited widespread condemnation, reinforcing suspicions surrounding their knowledge and involvement. Public sentiment has been vociferous, with calls for the entire circle of friends to face severe legal consequences, labeling the act as not only premeditated but morally reprehensible. These individuals, implicated in the murder of Shanquella Robinson, must face lifelong incarceration. Anything less would be a grave injustice, echoes the public outcry. Their meticulous planning of the trip, capturing her ever most defenseless, and their decision to record the assault all indicate premeditation. In a significant development, Mexican officials have now confirmed the premeditated nature of her death, issuing an arrest warrant for one of the friends, identified as the principal aggressor. Their statement clarified, the case has been thoroughly investigated, resulting in a court-sanctioned arrest warrant for the crime of femicide, aimed at one of the victim's friends, identified as the direct assailant. This was not a mere altercation, but a direct attack. All relevant procedures, including an Interpol alert and a request for extradition to the United States, are underway, involving 2 American nationals, the victim and the alleged perpetrator. Although the identity of the accused has not been explicitly confirmed, it is widely believed to be Dejanay, bolstered by the circulation of the incriminating video. However, the possibility of extradition remains uncertain, with experts estimating only a 50-50 chance of it proceeding. If U.S. legal authorities are unconvinced of the strength of the Mexican case, extradition may not occur. Nonetheless, the lack of extradition does not absolve the group of potential charges. The FBI's ongoing investigation might yet lead to significant legal repercussions. The FBI has publicly stated, the FBI Charlotte Field Office is actively investigating the death of Charlotte resident Shanquella Robinson, which occurred in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, around October 29, 2022. As the investigation is ongoing, we cannot provide further details at this time. We will continue to monitor this case closely and provide updates as new information becomes available. In the meantime, don't miss our next video for more insights.